for control of both houses, the Congress and House of Representatives, and the unified control with the controlled Republican Senate is going to definitely give Trump, you know, a lead way to doing what he actually wanted to do all the time. And with this thing called Project 25 that he's been connectedly associated with, that definitely don't look good. But here's the thing, he hasn't gotten in there yet, so we don't exactly know what may go down. But it is definitely strong speculations that he's going to hold on to his promises, because that's something that we all have to expect, whether we agree with him or not. But the thing with that is that I'm not going to even go into all this talk I've been hearing about on social media and the internet about why the Democrats lost, along with Kamala Harris. I'm not going to go into that because that's not necessary. That's dead weight. Is you can't cry over spilt milk, like they say. So that's just water up under the bridge. All we got to do now is look forward to dealing with what's going to happen after January 20th, 2025, when he is sworn in as the 47th president, this time of the United States. And we're just going to have to, get a grip on reality for what it is. We've been trying to warn y'all about this. Many of us have wanted Kamala to win just to, circumvent his chances of being able to get back into the presidency. But, and again, going back to what I was trying to finish to say, we warned you about this from this platform. And, also, many of you who may be listening to this live, not only, of course, Caucasians, but you had a lot of other different people that voted for him, knowing that, or not realizing that he didn't have their best interests anyway as minorities in this country. Like, first of all, with the Hispanics, and particularly the Mexicans as well, and then the Puerto Ricans and stuff. And also, of course, we know he definitely ain't got soul brothers and sisters, in his best interest plans. And that's right off the top. So it shouldn't be no wondering about that, But many of you, anyway, many of you soul brothers and sisters, out of respect for the platform, I'm just going to coin it that way because, I really want to say something else about that. But we all got our own mixed feelings about this situation. And that's one thing I do want to kind of get into, because those of you, especially, that are soul brothers and sisters, who are descendants of dark-skinned slaves born in America, should have known off the top that this guy who has a strong known history as a racist, a strong known history with supporting white supremacy and representing white supremacy, because you were frustrated and you let your emotions get to you because you didn't feel like Joe Biden delivered. Yes, I could concur with that in a lot of ways. Yes, no, he didn't deliver. Like on the promises that he made about getting the George Floyd Police Accountability Act passed so that these police could stop, killing us out here because they see the N word, or getting the John Lewis Voting Rights Act passed and different other stuff that he promised, which he didn't do even when the Democrats had control of both the houses and the Senate before the 2022 elections, where they lost the Senate. You know, we have to. This is why I don't really want to get into the middle of that, because either way we look at it, we as soul people are on our own. And to tell you the truth, these other minorities don't know it yet, but they are on their own. But instead of them trying to come together with us on a common collective basis of that understanding to do something to change all of our, existences in this country as different ethnicity groups of people. You know, my thing is, and my attitude has always been like, you know, they got to learn on their own. I mean, we saw that just recently with the Haitians when they was being labeled as cat and dog eaters. you know, once again they disrespected Puerto Ricans by calling they island trash and all that kind of stuff. And we know during Trump's last presidential term, when he first got in there a few years ago, and there was a big hurricane in Puerto Rico, and there was a lot of damage, you know, that island. And all he could do was go down there and throw tissue at them and tell them everything gonna be good. So I mean, it's like, huh. but I bet you 9 times out of 10, there was some Puerto Ricans that voted for him this time in this 2024 election. Like there were Mexicans, like there were other Latinos that don't look like him. He called Mexicans criminals, you know, and all that. But then you got these other Hispanics that agreed with him and decided to vote for him against their own best interests, even if that means that some of their relatives may get deported because they vote for him. You see what I'm saying? See, in this land, it's all about every man being for himself. Right now, I don't know about any other countries, but as far as when it comes to internal social issues, but I know in this one, there's no type of backbone when it comes to unity of any kind. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of these Caucasians who voted for him, especially those who are of considered of the lower class kind, is definitely gonna get their rude awakening call again, and even worse. You know, and see, another thing too about this situation is that number one, people did not want Kamala Harris in there, not because she was a ex-criminal prosecutor in California. It was all about based on the fact that she was a woman. Because listen, remember when Trump ran the first time against Hillary Clinton, who was another woman on the Democratic Party ticket side that ran against him. She won the popular vote, but he still got in there through the electoral votes. You see, so this is the second time around, and definitely they wasn't trying to let no black woman up in there. Period. You know, whether you question her ethnicity, identity, or whatever, the fact is that she is considered black, at least in this country. You know, so and she may have some half Asian descent in her because of her mother being from the country of India. But we know that she's black because her father was from Jamaica. You know, and so that's all they need to know. Oh, you got an ounce, you got that fifth ounce of Negro in you. That's all we need to see. So, number one, she got two strikes against her. She's dark skinned, she's a dark skinned woman, and she's a woman. So that's just right off the bat, that's two strikes against her. Wasn't no way she was gonna get in there. I even read up on something today was somebody said that it wasn't in hell's chance that she was gonna beat Donald Trump in a 100-day campaign. You know, and I had to concur with that according to the situation. Because when Joe Biden stepped down in the middle of the campaign, she wasn't prepared to really take all that on with running against Trump. So, I mean, you know, but neither here nor less, you know, like I said, we're in a dark hour right now. We are in a very dark hour. And if we as soul people are not prepared, which we won't be going into January 20th of next year, then we might as well face whatever's coming to us. And I hate to be interrupted for a second, but I will definitely be back at you in a moment because I have to tend to something real quick. So, brother Talik, hold it down for a few minutes and try to get right back, if you don't mind.
All right. They see something that I don't see. What can you learn from a bum, Omar? Answer the What I learned from a bum, maybe is what not to do.
Okay, back at you. Back at you. Okay, back at y'all again. Okay, righty, righty. I'm right back at y'all again, fam. Okay, just had to do something for a second. Like I said, I'm right back at y'all. So, first of all, where I left off at, I wanted to say that, you know, I feel that at this point in time, because I've been, hearing things and all that kind of stuff by ear. And, like someone once said, the streets talk. And, what's happening right now is that my concern is primarily what I'm going to speak about is, you know, not not why those blacks voted okay for Donald Trump, those soul brothers and sisters that voted for Trump, why they voted for him is out the question. Many of us, who have mixed feelings about that alone, whether you realize it or not. So people, brothers and sisters of soul, I just want y'all to know that it might be more of an eternal war among us because of them voting for Trump. Now, I get it. In this country, you're supposed to have a right to vote for who you want to vote for. Okay, but at the same time, we got to look at the candidate that was elected. And we got to look at the nature of things behind what his plans are. Because like I said before, he definitely ain't got us in his plans as far as for anything that's going to be for the better of the country. You know, see what's happening with that is that what's gonna what's gonna end up happening is that once he gets sworn in, you're gonna start seeing more and more, and I'm not saying this either to promote violence. I'm gonna repeat myself. I'm not saying this to promote violence because that's something I just simply don't do. Okay, but here's my thing with that, because this is reality. What I'm about to give you is that a lot of black people who voted for Kamala Harris are pissed off at other black people that voted for Trump. And you know what that means? That means the fact that we are already divided as a group in this country to begin with, that's going to even more extend the division among soul brothers and sisters in this country. Now, we've been here for the past few years trying to get our brothers and sisters of soul to try to get on this train, you know, to try to board with us on this train to get this Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign ideal rolling finally for once and for all. But at the same time, that situation, and we gonna definitely continue on doing that. I want to also make that perfectly clear. But at the same time, it's gonna make our job harder. And I know that that's a hard pill to swallow, especially for some of those of you who actually support Operation Exodus Mississippi or is in concurrence with the ideal Operation Exodus Mississippi. I do understand that that's a hard pill to swallow, but you just got to be strong and stay on board of the soul train with us, you know, because this is wartime that we're in. And it's more challenging when you're dealing with psychological warfare than when you're dealing with physical warfare. And that's always been the writing. So just be mindful of that. But at the same time, um, what's going to happen is that you're going to find out that the division among soul brothers and sisters in this country, like it's been for decades and hundreds of years since we've been up under what we call slavery, chattel slavery or slavery, either way it go, we're going to be dealing with a very extended situation of being divided amongst each other because of this 2024 election that just passed us by. And I hate to say it because as even in my own immediate local surroundings, where I'm at, pay attention to the situation, of course, every second chance I get. And what I see is when I see certain soul brothers and sisters walking out here in the streets with that look on their face like they not really concerned about nothing, and even some of them are just walking around just happy-go-lucky, like it ain't, like nothing is wrong in the world that we're living in at all. That tells me right there, number one, that's a red flag, and number two, it's a probability chance that that soul brother or sister may have voted for Trump. So I'm just saying, the way things are looking with us as a group, first mainly and foremost, before we even look at what's going on with other people in this situation, the division is definitely going to be increased between us. Now, whether we voted for Kamala or Trump, it don't really make no difference, because when you're talking about feelings getting involved with this type of situation, with this election, you're talking about high emotions. And so, brothers and sisters have always been known not to know how to control our emotions. That's been one of our setbacks as a group forever in this nation, is that we do not have no control over our emotions. We let our emotions dominate everything we say and do, just about, you see. So, what's going to happen is that if you thought the unquote black on black murder or crime rate was high, it's going to really be higher. And hey, I know some of you don't want to hear that. I don't even want to bring it up, but I got to say it, because, like I said, I'm hearing people out here talking. But as a matter of fact, out of respect for the anonymity of the individual, one individual that I recently was speaking with, but out of respect for his anonymity, I'm not going to even mention my relation to him. But I'm going to say this. What he told me was, even if it's relatives that voted for Trump, he would never have nothing to do with Trump. They could never be worthy to be in his presence, even to have a conversation, let alone visit him at his house. And I want to say this. There are many, many, many soul brothers and sisters with families, as I speak right now, that are certainly divided over this. It's no doubt. If anyone can find a doubt in that anywhere, come on this live right now and let me know. Because I would not put no doubt. I would not put nothing past that as a doubt. That there are millions, and it's supposed to be now around 50 million of us in this country. So you talking about amongst tens of millions of us with families too, that are being divided over this situation. So you know the families are being divided over this situation. How you think the average common soul black person on the streets that you may run into, of course, ain't gonna have them same feelings. So they go another divisive situation among us as a group because of this election and the outcome of it. You see, so I just wanted just to put that out there to let y'all know that we're gonna probably see blood filling the streets of many so-called communities where you're gonna find many of us at because of this situation. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be nowhere around it, especially if it go down like that. I don't want to even be nowhere around it. As a matter of fact, now this making me more want to stay away from, heavily populated areas where our people are in this country. You know, because if we get off the bus, if I get off the plane or bus, I'm liable to catch a bullet. I mean, do you know how serious this election has as an impact on this whole nation right now? You even see white folks like where I'm at walking around here, quiet, ain't got too much to say, because people really thought that Kamala was gonna win this election, and I sort of thought she was too. But you know what? Like we've been warning you from this platform for years, don't underestimate nothing that can happen within these United States of America, because this is an unpredictable nation, especially based off the history of its inception as a nation. So, I mean, we can't underscore anything what might happen in this country. And before I get tongue tied, I would simply like to yield the mic over to Brother Talib if he has anything to say in regards to this. Uh,
Y'all actually already talked about this thing earlier. I went live and
okay,
talked about this
yeah,
earlier.
okay,
But we can add some get some clarification, get some add some other things on here.
yeah,
I would assume, and you don't have to say, but I would assume that you went out and voted for Kamala Harris. I would assume. Because the way you talk, there's some type of fear, some type of worry with Donald Trump. And this is, the thing about
yeah,
religion is sold because of fear. So what you do is you go out
mm-hmm,
and I noticed in Kamala Harris, her campaign speeches, there's a focus on fear. If this man get elected, because we love each other, but if you vote for this man, all the hate gonna come out. That was her dialogue. That's how she spoken. And with religion, that's how religion is sold, through fear. If you don't believe in God, this is gonna happen to you. Hellfire, damnation. Her whole rhetoric sounds like a preacher's speech, like I was in church somewhere. He's nothing but a man. That's all he is. He's no different than any other Caucasian person that has been in the White House. No different. I don't see nothing that he's done No different than any other Caucasian. All the other Caucasians, you can call them racist. And up until Obama, all of them have been Caucasian people. Up until Obama. And all these fears. Why do you fear this man, but you don't fear the ones that actually, Dr. King and Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm, those presidents? Why isn't there so much fear? Where was all this fear? Where's all this fear coming from? Because 2016, Donald Trump was president for 4 years, right? What did he do that bring all this fear? Was you lynched? Was your baby brother lynched? He took food out of your mouth? What did that man do? You say he racist. Neely Fuller Jr. said, all of them are racist until proven otherwise. Just because somebody smile and skin and grin in your face, there's people in Congress right now. You worried about the president. The president is limited in his power. The powers that be come from out of the Congress, the Senate, the Senate and the House of Representatives. You got a bunch of old suckers, including Biden himself, that was against black folks in the 60s and the 70s. Don't talk about that. But
in
Trump,
the 90s.
Yeah, in the 90s. But they talk about what Trump this and Trump that. I'm not defending Trump. I have no interest in defending Trump. He has incredible lawyers. He has incredible press. They can defend. He can defend himself. I'm just putting it on the table. Why are you so scared? And this snake has not bit you. What make you fear? Why are you scared? I've seen videos on the internet, especially with black women. Oh, we gonna go back into slavery because of Trump. He was in office in 2016. Why you didn't go into slavery? What make you think this man by himself, he represents going back into slavery? What makes him so different than Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan put crack in our neighborhood. Ronald Reagan put crack in our neighborhood and destroyed the community for decades. Some of you out there are crack babies. And there's something else during the 80s that they don't talk about that coincide with the crack epidemic. There was a teenage pregnancy epidemic in the black community too. Some of y'all are almost as old as your mother. You might be 14 years because your mama had you when she was 10, 11, 12, 15. And it started in my generation when I was a little boy. The young girl was popping up getting pregnant. When I was in, I started seeing it happen when I was in a freshman in high school. Like, damn, what these girls, they just started getting knocked up. And we accepted it. Like we accepted the crack. We accepted these things. We didn't say, no, we're not going to tolerate it. No, we accepted these things in our community. They were acceptable. At one time, things like this wasn't acceptable, this type of behavior. Certain things in our community, we did not tolerate. So a lot of people didn't do it because you get around folks, you're going to get talked about. Like the oral sex thing. It's brothers and sisters right now, they will tell you in your face, oh, I suck a lot of ding-a-ling. I lick a lot of poo-tang. Lick, lick, lick. My mama said licking and lapping. When I was growing up, you didn't do that in our community. If you did it, you kept it to yourself. My mom be the first one to talk about how nasty and disgusting you are. Especially black women. They said, go get you a white woman somewhere. We don't do that. But now it's acceptable. All kinds of freakishness and disgusting behavior. We accept anything, do anything. And what I'm hearing is they're using Donald Trump like he's the devil. Like they do in religion. All the evil in the world because of the devil. Everything that happened to America, oh, it's because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump the devil. He gonna do this. He gonna do that, blah, blah, blah. All these things was happening and they was in progress before this man was even born. And he's a white guy. He's gonna do what white guys supposed to do because that's how this country was made. No, you want the one, this man, at least he telling you something. What was that Malcolm said? Malcolm said, I'd rather deal with the one that tell me in my face what the deal is rather than the one that stabbed me in the back. That's Joe Biden and those people like that. That's what they do. I'd rather deal with somebody that say, I don't like you in my face. Well, at least I know where you stand. I know what I'm dealing with. You got these suckers that smile in your face and stab you in the back. But when did Donald Trump become this devil person? And why we got to vote Democrat when the Democrats for the 4 years ain't done a damn thing for us for sure? You want some more? Nothing. It's the lesser of two evils. But from my position, I did see Donald Trump talk to Ice Cube. Ice Cube had some type of thing, proposal he wanted to. He talked to Ice Cube. He talked to Kanye West. He talked to, who did Biden talk to about anything? They ain't talked to nobody. The Democrats basically destroyed the conversation for the foundational Black American movement because they told them outright, we ain't interested in your reparation. We told them outright. Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris, I think she was, they told them, we can do certain things. I give you some extra bologna in the lunchroom. I'm not giving you no reparation. But these are the good guys. The good guys not giving you nothing. They're not giving you nothing. But what is it that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said? Honorable Elijah Muhammad always taught, we love those who give us nothing. And when Lyndon Baines Johnson in the 60s signed legislation for the civil rights era, they caught him making a statement. He said, because of these crumbs, I'm paraphrasing, because of these crumbs we gave these Negroes, they're going to be loyal to the Democrats for 200 years. And we're loyal. And we love because they give us nothing. And we fall for these traps. Trump is a devil. He's a racist. Who ain't a racist in this country? If Biden is better, if the Democrats is better, what have they done for you lately? They ain't give you nothing, but you loyal to them. And they giving you nothing. And this hype about Kamala Harris is nothing but, I want a black woman president. You know, the Obama thing all over again. That's all that's about. They want the idea of a black woman as president. The first female, and she's black. That's what they fallen in love with. The idea. Like I said earlier, they in love with the idea that Umar Johnson is building a church. I mean, a school. This man been doing this since at least 2014. This is 2024. All the children that's supposed to go to Dr. Umar's school, all of them are grown with children of their own, and this man still talking about donate to my cash app for the African school. And they do it. They still supporting him. Matter of fact, he's so confident about himself. I saw a video where he talking about, I'm the new black leader. Who made him leader? I know I didn't vote for Umar Johnson. But now he's so confident, I'm the black leader. You can't even build a school. But Donald Trump is the devil. He's the one to watch out. All these horrible things gonna happen because Donald Trump is in office. But it didn't happen in the first time. He was in office from 2016 to 2020, right? What did he do to hurt you? You more in debt, and your country is at war with Joe Biden than with Donald Trump. There was no wars. Nobody was complaining about their bills. You know, bills was decent. They was doing whatever. But he's no different than any other white president, because all of them been white men. What make him the devil? All these horrible things gonna happen. All these horrible things gonna happen. The end of the world because of Donald Trump in office. Where's all this fear? Where's this fear mongering coming from? When there's no evidence, there's no proof. Black people going back into slavery. And I done heard all kinds of crazy stuff because this man. Now, I I actually applaud, because there's a lot of black men that voted for Trump for whatever reason. I saw, now what's embarrassing, I saw a fool like Charleston Brown, what's his name, Charleston White. I saw a video of him in all, all the MAGA colors, jumping around. Trump, our savior has arrived. Some old garbage he was talking.